Hello, students. You are welcome to session 4 of Unit 4. And in session 4 of this unit, we'll be looking at the purpose for using instructional materials. My name is Patrick Ejay. Now, at the end of this session, you should be able to understand the reasons for using instructional materials in physics teaching. Now, we saw in previous sessions that instructional aids are materials that are used to aid in the transfer of information from one to another. And these materials are used by classroom teachers to help learners understand concepts that are being taught. And we saw the types of instructional aids as visual aids or the pictorial media, audio media, as well as audio-visual aids. Now, what are the reasons for using these media in teaching and learning? And one of the reasons for using instructional aids in the teaching learning process is to help your learners remember important information. So there are a whole lot of concepts we introduce our learners to. Some are simple for them to grasp, but others are so abstract, and for those concepts it becomes difficult for your learners to even gain understanding of them. But when instructional resources or media are effectively and appropriately used, it will help your learners to remember such an important information. And also, when properly used, they help gain and hold the attention of students. So when you're able to use your instructional media well, you can gain the attention of your learners. The same way, if you're unable to use them well, so for instance, when you take a video to the classroom, if you're unable to use this video well, at the end of the day, whatever purpose for which the video was supposed to serve may not serve that purpose. As students may be looking at maybe the laptop that you are showing the video from, or the projector that was showing the video, rather than focusing on the content of the video. And audio or visual aids can be very useful in supporting a topic. And so a combination of both audio and visual stimuli is particularly effective since the two most important senses are involved. Yes, we mentioned that audio aids or audio media appeal to the sense of hearing, and visual media appeals to the sense of sight. And so when these two important senses are being combined, that is, when we make use of audiovisual media in our teaching and learning, they are able to help learners understand the concepts that we present to them. And another reason for using instructional aid is to clarify the relationship between material objects and the concepts. So when relationships are presented visually, they often are much easier to understand. So when you are saying it, you are always saying it verbally, and they are not getting the picture of what you are trying to put across. Just get a visual material which has whatever concepts you are trying to present to them, and show them that visual aid, and it can help your learners understand that concept better than what you were trying to do verbally. So symbols, graphs, and diagrams can show relationships of location, size, time, frequency, and value. So if you are teaching time, you are teaching location, you are teaching frequency of objects, and you are finding your learners are finding it difficult to understand, you can use graphs to teach these concepts, and your learners can make meaning out of the things that you were presenting to them verbally. And so by symbolizing the factors involved, it is even possible to visualize the abstract relationships. And we must also understand that we are time bound in everything that we do. And for that reason, every teaching that we do, every concept we want to present to our learners are time bound. And instructional materials has the potential to help us to work within the time frame in which we are to present the concepts to our learners. So, for example, instead of using many words to describe sound, object, or function, you as a teacher, you can play a recording of the sound, you can show a picture of the object, or you present a diagram of the function. And this can be done within a relatively short period of time, rather than when you want to verbally describe all these things to your learners. And consequently, the student learns faster and more accurately, and the teacher also saves time in that same process. It also makes classroom lively and active. So whenever you take an instructional media to the classroom, you realize that your learners want to know exactly what you want to put across. And so they become active participants in the teaching learning process. And that also ensures that the classroom becomes very lively in nature. And that will also avoid dullness in the classroom because everybody is actively involved in the teaching learning process. And it also brings about direct experience to the learners. So the things that you are mentioning that they are finding it difficult to grasp or understand, when they see the concrete objects, when they see the real objects, when they see a picture showing what you are trying to say, they're able to get that direct experience, and at the end of the day, their learning is going to be enhanced. Students, in this session, we look at the reasons for the use of instructional aids in physics teaching. And as we bring the session to an end, let us take this question. Outline and briefly explain 6 reasons for using instructional materials in physics teaching. Let's get an answer to this and present our answers